cool. These guys genuinely love winning.
These guys are so resilient. You know what I mean? We talked about intent. What was our intent when we walked on the field? Our intent was not to take pictures, not to do all the superstar stuff. Our intent was to eat. Our intent was to come eat.
And will the dogs eat? That's the big question. What's going on, everybody? It's Christian Ballard, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you with my 2024 SEC Championship preview video. And I am going to make a prediction. It's going to be kind of quick. I'm trying to get better about, not being too long on my videos unless it's like really necessary. So I kind of want to make this one quick on you guys. I'm gonna let you get out of here early. But do me a favor real quick before we get started. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. Really love and appreciate that. Uh love and appreciate all of you out there. So it is SEC championship week. It is conference championship week. And we have looked so far at least Penn State and Oregon. Of course, I would like to see Penn State win it. I think they could. It's really hard to really pick that game. I mean, you would think that Oregon comes into this game with a chip on their shoulder and everything. Anyway, go watch our Big Ten video. We talked about it. I didn't break it down like I will this one, but I do want to look at this game because it's a rematch, number one. This is also going to be where College Game Day is. It'll be the fourth appearance for both Texas and Georgia on College Game Day this season. When Georgia beat Tennessee back in November, and Texas, of course, beating Texas A&M last week, and just so much to look forward to in this game. When you look at the spread, it does favor the Longhorns, much like the last matchup where Georgia won 30-19 this year on October 19th. 30-15, I believe, actually. They won by 15 points. So, but Texas favored yet again, this time by 2.5 points. I like this game. I like both teams in this game. I wish I could say that both teams are capable of winning. Well, I can say that. This is kind of a elimination game here, though. Not for Texas, but is it a elimination game for the Bulldogs? Can they lose a third game and make the playoffs? The committee, they might take Georgia, but they also might not. We don't know. If Georgia does lose, I think here's the thing. I think it has to be a game. I think you look at Georgia's resume, you look at losing by 18 to Ole Miss, you look at losing by, 6 or 7 to Alabama, of course. Those are their only 2 losses, and those are great losses. They're not bad, not terrible. But a third loss, I mean, you guys are writing off Alabama right now, but then they're also talking about, did they make a statement in the Iron Bowl and everything, and these past couple weeks to help boost themselves into it. I think a team like Alabama needs chaos. I think Georgia with 3 losses versus Alabama with 3 losses. I hate to say it, Alabama fans, but I think Georgia, having made their conference title game, would have a better resume just because they made the SEC championship. I don't know if they would go to the head-to-head, though, where Alabama did beat Georgia, but we'll see. You never know. But we look at this game here. Enough about the playoff talk, because I'm sure Kirby and I'm sure Sark both would love to make the playoff, and both probably could, and it's possible we see them, if they both make it, a third time this season. Could it be the Natty or semifinals? We'll see. But also, they want to put that on the back burner for the moment. They want to focus in on this game. When you look at this game, you look at the spread and everything. Texas is favored by 2.5. That's terrible. Let's do this. So Texas favored by 2.5 points. Carson Beck versus Quinn Ewers. Who would you take? Obviously Quinn Ewers. Only because Carson Beck coming into the season, he had a lot of potential, but he's thrown 12 picks. He's also thrown 28 touchdowns. I'll give him that. Nate Frazier on the ground for Georgia, 8 touchdowns. You got Wisner, who is Quintravian Wisner. Don't know too much about him because, let's be honest, Texas is going to want to throw the ball in this game like they have every other game. So we always look at Gunnar Helm and, Isaiah Bond and company, right? This is this is the ultimate matchup. It really is. Like this is the ultimate rematch, as you see by the title today. This like Georgia could win this again over Texas. And if they do, it shows that they truly belong in the playoffs. If they lose and it's close, I still think they're good enough to get in the playoffs just having made their conference title game. But can they afford this? Their only loss is to Georgia, and they're in win or lose. But I don't know if Texas wants to. How do I want to put this? I don't know if they want to lose to the same team twice. I really don't know if they want to do that. It's a 2.5 point spread. It favors the Longhorns. They got a 61.5% chance to win. It's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, of course, where the SEC championship is always. It is a dome, but outside the dome, it should be 50 degrees on Saturday. So I look at this. I think it's going to be another close game. I do think Texas wins. I do think they cover. I look at the defense for Texas. Jahdae Barron leads in interceptions at 4. He's going to be the key guy if Carson Beck has one of those days. If he's going to throw picks, it's going to be Andrew Makuba or Jahdae Barron. It's going to be one of those guys. Both of them with 4 picks. Jahdae Barron, 8 defended passes, right? So you look at this Texas defense. They have forced 13 fumbles on the year and recovered 8 of them, right? Now, you also, in interceptions, they only have 1 pick six. They got 18 interceptions. They've defended the pass 42 times on the year. Incredible. Incredible. 170 yards in returning for 18 interceptions. I think that's pretty good. They're usually there, though. They jump up, they get the ball, and they fall down, right? So it's not like they just pick you off and then they run it back all the time. It's usually, you know, it's usually there to make make the play and then get the ball for the offense. I'm sure they'd love to score, but I think the goal is always to get it to Quinn Ewers. And here's the thing. If you're Georgia, what you did in that first match against Texas, right? When you look back at it, I want to say that they were able to keep Quinn Ewers on the bench for some of this game. And they really were. They won 30-15. They held them to 15 points. And Georgia, they literally had like half the game possession. I mean, it was like 30 minutes and 26 seconds, if I'm looking at this correctly. And they kept Quinn Ewers kind of sort of on the bench. But Georgia was able to score at will. And then Texas was scoreless in 3 of the 4 quarters. They only got their 15 points in the third quarter. Now, they were able to keep Georgia out of the end zone, but think about it. They had one where they scored on 2 plays, on a 2-play drive, 48 seconds. But you also had one in that third quarter, the first touchdown, they went for a 2-point conversion, but they had an 8-play drive that ate up 4 minutes of clock. Nobody, this is how weird this season is. If Texas has the best offense and Georgia has the best defense, but we also live in this era where offense is dominating college football and everything. Why was Texas having a hard time scoring? You don't get it. So anyway, I told you I'd make this quick. 2.5-point spread. I do think Texas wins, and I think they cover. I'll go ahead and give you a score prediction of 21-17. I think it's going to be close. And I think that I have seen improvement from the defense of Anthony Hill and everybody for Texas. That they want it. They came into the SEC hungry. It's like Kirby Smart said, you probably saw the intro video, right? Like, our intent was to come eat, our intent was to be hungry, to do this, do that. What about Texas? Are they not hungry for more? They probably are. Can Georgia win this game? Absolutely. I think Texas has it a little bit better at the moment. And I think they're just a better team this year. I know that they lost in their own house, but I think they just had a bad day. Is that possible? Was Georgia just the better team that day? Yes. Yes. That is fair. I'm going to take Texas 21-17. Take Texas in the points if you're betting the spread. The over-under is 50.5. I go 21-17. I just see more defense in this game, but I could be wrong. I don't see the saying "it's hard to beat the same team twice" is so true because there's always a revenge factor, and I think there's a revenge factor in this game for Gunnar Helm, Quinn Ewers, Isaiah Bond, and of course head coach Steve Sarkisian. They have to have that mindset. We got a lot of great championship games on Saturday. We got Penn State, Oregon. We got Clemson, SMU. We got all these games. But this college game day is going to be there. This might be the best one we have. I mean, why would you not want this rematch? These might be the two best teams in college football outside of record. Well, Georgia's got 2 losses. Yeah, but I mean, on the road at Alabama and then Ole Miss. I mean, Georgia, I really think Georgia's better than their record. I know Carson Beck has interceptions and everything, but they are 2 of the best teams in college football right now. Now, I do think I will stand by the fact that the college football playoff rankings and everything like that, the AP, it has like Oregon, then Texas. I think those are probably, if we got favorites in the Natty this year, those are your 2. But you're still like, how big is the gap between in the rankings? How big is that gap between 3 through 6 or 3 through 5? 3 Penn State, 4 Notre Dame, 5 Georgia. How big is that gap? You might as well tie them all for 3rd. I know you can't really do that, but like you might as well. Georgia is one of the best teams in college football today, this season. And they have proven that. They proved it against Texas the first time. They got 2 losses. So what? It's just a year of chaos and craziness and upsets. We know Georgia can, but will not win this game. My prediction. I think Georgia can, and it wouldn't shock me, but someone has to win this game, and I gotta pick. I just go Texas in the rematch in round 2. I just do. So I gotta hear from you guys. Don't forget we'll be live on Wednesday for signing day. We got a lot of coverage, some guests, everything like that. Let me know what you guys think about my prediction, and then I gotta hear from you guys down in the comment section on your score predictions for Texas and Georgia 2024 SEC Championship in Atlanta, Georgia, round 2. Gotta hear from y'all. I love you. Jesus loves you. God bless. And we'll see you next time here at Ballard Sports Media.